Hey everyone, are you ready to dive deep into the world of Muay Thai?
I'm ready, are you?
Absolutely, let's do it. Today we're talking about a fighter who's taking the sport by storm, Tawanchai P.K.
And we're not just talking about any rising star. This is a fighter who's already achieved legendary status in Thailand and is now making waves on the global stage.
Exactly. We've got a stack of articles here covering everything from his early days fighting to his biggest wins and that unique fighting style of his.
It's a fascinating blend of raw talent and technical precision, and we're going to break it all down for you.
Okay, so to really understand what makes Tawanchai such a special fighter, we need to go back to the beginning. He was born in 1999 in Pattaya, Thailand, and you won't believe how his journey started.
His father would actually drive him past a boxing stadium every single day on the way to work. Talk about an inspiring commute, right?
You could say that, and it clearly left a mark because at just 7 years old, Tawanchai sees a Muay Thai event, and he's instantly hooked. Can you imagine being that young and knowing exactly what you're passionate about?
And he doesn't waste any time. That same year, he has his first fight and wins by knockout. Most kids that age are just figuring out how to ride a bike, and here's Tawanchai, already a knockout artist in the making.
It's almost unbelievable. He starts fighting under the name Jatukam Petronggrong at local venues, showing those glimpses of the power we know today. But here's where things get really interesting. At 14, he makes his debut at Lumpinee Stadium.
And that's not something to gloss over. Lumpinee Stadium is basically the Madison Square Garden of Muay Thai. For him to debut there at 14 speaks volumes about his talent. It's almost unheard of.
Seriously. Can you imagine the pressure? Most teenagers are worried about acing a test, and here's Tawanchai stepping into the ring at Lumpinee, the most famous Muay Thai stadium in Thailand, ready to face seasoned fighters. It's incredible.
And the thing is, he more than held his own. That tells you not just about his skill at that young age, but also his temperament. He's always been known for his composure under pressure.
So we've got this young prodigy already turning heads in the heartland of Muay Thai. And to hone his skills even further, he moves to the renowned pk.saenchai gym in Bangkok at just 16.
Now imagine training alongside legends like Saenchai himself at that age. This move was absolutely pivotal in shaping his style and that incredible fight IQ we see today.
You can say that again. His time at pk.saenchai Muay Thai gym clearly had a huge impact. In 2017, at only 18 years old, he claims the 126 pounds Thailand title.
And that's followed by that incredible 11-fight win streak. He was practically unstoppable during that period, taking down some big names along the way.
It's easy to look at that streak and think, wow, this guy's a natural. But here's where things get really interesting.
You see, even champions face setbacks, and Tawanchai is no different. He had his share of losses, especially early in his career.
He did, and that's actually something that makes his story even more remarkable. It's not just about those victories. It's about how he learned from those early losses and came back even stronger. He's got that champion's mentality. But you know what really solidified his place as one of the top pound-for-pound Muay Thai fighters in Thailand?
You're talking about the Kulab Dam trilogy, right?
Oh, absolutely. The Kulab Dam fights were legendary. Even just hearing the name Kulab Dam sends chills down my spine.
Those fights were something else. And for anyone who isn't familiar with Kulab Dam Sorjar P.K, let me tell you, he was a force to be reckoned with.
Seriously, for those of us who haven't had the pleasure of facing him in the ring, paint us a picture of his fighting style. What made him such a challenge for even a fighter as skilled as Tawanchai?
Imagine a human battering ram, constantly moving forward, throwing heavy punches, just looking to take your head off with every strike. That was Kulab Dam style in a nutshell. Muay book.
Intense.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing he had a few accolades to his name, too.
Oh, absolutely. I was already a two-time Lumpinee Stadium champion and considered one of the most exciting fighters of his generation. He'd even won the Sports Writers Association of Thailand's Fighter of the Year award in 2017. This was no walk in the park for Tawanchai.
Okay, so we're talking about two absolute powerhouses in their prime going head-to-head. And it wasn't just one fight, it was three back-to-back-to-back in 2018. I bet you could feel the electricity in the air.
Every single fight was a nail-biter. The first two were incredibly close, but Tawanchai managed to edge out the wins, and those wins really showcase his technical skills and fight IQ, which we'll talk about more in a bit. But those close calls just amped up the tension for the third fight.
Oh, I bet. I remember watching the third fight. You could cut the tension with a knife. And on top of that, there was a massive side bet on the line.
6 million baht. That's serious money, even for a championship fight at Lumpinee. It just goes to show you the level of respect and pressure surrounding this rivalry.
Wow, talk about high stakes. So what happened? How did Tawanchai handle that pressure cooker?
He handled it like a seasoned pro. Tawanchai won the third fight decisively, and it wasn't just about absorbing Kulab Dam's power, it was about outmaneuvering him, outsmarting him.
Those 3 wins cemented his place at the top. But I have to ask, what was it about Tawanchai's style that let him overcome such a powerful opponent?
Well, we've mentioned Muay femur a couple of times, so let's unpack that. Essentially, it's about using your legs like weapons, and Tawanchai is a master of this style. You see that left roundhouse kick of his, that's Muay femur at its finest.
Oh, absolutely. I've seen that kick demolish some incredibly tough opponents. It's like his leg is made of steel.
It's as powerful as it is precise. But it's not just about brute force. He uses his teeps, especially that side teep, to control the distance, keep his opponents guessing, and then bam, that left kick lands.
It's like a sniper rifle disguised as a leg. I read somewhere that his coaches have said he's been practicing that kick since he was a kid. Talk about dedication.
It's clearly paying off. And speaking of those teeps, we need to talk about his southpaw advantage. You see, in Muay Thai, when a southpaw fights an orthodox fighter, their lead legs are opposite each other.
Right, and that creates...
It creates a natural angle for the southpaw's left kick to land on the liver, which, as you can imagine, is not a fun experience. And Tawanchai, he exploits that angle perfectly.
So not only is his left leg incredibly powerful, but his southpaw stance gives him a tactical edge as well. Like he's always one step ahead, using his opponent's positioning against them.
Exactly. And that's a hallmark of Muay femur. It's not just about brute force, it's about finesse, timing, and using everything in your arsenal. Kicks, teets, knees, elbows to dismantle your opponent.
It's like you said earlier, this incredible blend of raw power and technical precision. When you watch Tawanchai fight, it looks effortless, almost like a dance. But we know there's nothing effortless about the amount of skill and strategy he brings to the ring. But you know what's really incredible?
What's that?
This all happened before he even stepped onto the global stage. Speaking of which, let's talk about Tawanchai's move to one championship. It's wild to think that everything we've talked about so far, all those wins, all that mastery of Muay femur, happened before he even joined one championship.
It was clear he was destined for bigger things, and one championship provided the perfect platform to showcase his skills to the world.
And he definitely made a statement right out of the gate, his debut. A knockout victory via head kick against Sean Clancy in 2021.
Talk about announcing your presence. But as you can imagine, the challenges only got tougher from there. His next fight was a huge step up, facing Sittachai Sitsongpeenong. Now, even for those who aren't deep into kickboxing, Sittachai is a legend.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking multiple-time world champion, considered by many to be one of the best pound-for-pound strikers on the planet. That's a serious test for anyone, let alone someone relatively new to the international scene.
And Sittachai proved why he has that reputation. Tawanchai lost that fight, a very close split decision, but a loss nonetheless.
A setback. But you know what they say? Sometimes you need to take a step back to take 2 steps forward.
Exactly, and that's what Tawanchai did. He came back strong, returned to his natural weight class, and found himself facing another massive challenge. Semapech Fairtex.
Now, this fight was fascinating, not just for the skill level, but for the backstory. These two are close friends outside of the ring, training partners even.
Which makes it even more compelling, right? That warrior spirit, that respect for the art, where friendship is put on hold for the duration of the fight. It's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely, and talk about a clash of styles. Semapech, known for his aggressive, hard-hitting approach, a real fan favorite. But Tawanchai, he dismantled Semapech with that surgical Muay femur, scoring a highlight reel knockout in the first round.
That left hook was absolutely devastating. You could see the power and precision in that one shot, and that win, it propelled him forward, setting the stage for a title eliminator fight against Nicholas Larsson.
Another top contender, another dominant win for Tawanchai, which brings us to the big one. The one Featherweight Muay Thai World Championship against Pechmorkat Pechiendi.
The reigning king at the time, known for his incredible ring IQ and mastery of the clinch. It was the young gun versus the veteran, a classic matchup.
And what a fight it was. But Tawanchai, he was on another level that night. It was like watching a Muay femur masterclass. He picked Pechmorkat apart with those kicks, those teeps, controlled the entire pace of the fight. And the result, a unanimous decision victory, crowning him the one Featherweight Muay Thai World Champion at just 23 years old.
Incredible achievement. But you know what's even more impressive? He didn't rest on his laurels. He's already defended that title multiple times, each fight showcasing his evolution as a fighter.
That first-round knockout of Jamal Yusupov was something else, and let's not forget that decisive win over Superbon Singh Amon, another legend of the sport. Tawanchai is at the top of the game right now, and the scary part is he's still only 25.
He's got so much time to further develop his skills, to add even more weapons to that already potent arsenal. It's an exciting time to be a Tawanchai fan.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
So where does he go from here? He's already a Muay Thai world champion, he's dabbled in kickboxing, and we know he's expressed interest in potentially transitioning to mixed martial arts.
That's the big question, isn't it? What's next for Tawanchai P.K. Will he try to become a multi-division champion in one championship? Will he dominate the kickboxing world? Or will he take on the challenge of MMA, a completely different beast altogether?
Whatever he chooses, one thing's for sure. This is a fighter you don't want to miss.
He's must-watch TV no matter what rule set he's fighting under, well said. And for all of you listening, we leave you with this. We've seen Tawanchai excel at the highest levels of Muay Thai and kickboxing, but what about MMA? Could those skills translate? What challenges might he face in the cage? That's something to ponder, to discuss. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and we'll catch you on our next deep dive.